Welcome, everyone. This is Noah Mosley. Glad to have you join me today. This is my first podcast of my LinkedIn newsletter, Dynamics Weekly, focusing on financial reporting, budgeting, and analysis. Glad you could join me today on your ride to work or ride back from work or wherever life may have you today. But thanks for joining me on this, and maybe I can stumble my way through this without disappointing you too much. So I am focusing Dynamics Weekly on all the Microsoft Dynamics solutions, Dynamics 365, which includes BC and F&O, AX, GP, NAV, and SL. Again, all those products, but mainly focusing on financial reporting, budgeting, and analysis. For this edition of the newsletter, I talk about how I'm working with AI. I've been diving into that for a while now and making poor progress, but I'll let you know about that in that section for the podcast. We talk about what are we at the MSX group suggesting for Dynamics 365 BC financial reporting. A lot of clients are going to the application, and reporting is completely different in that application than the other dynamic solutions. So let's just talk about how what we're handling or suggesting for that approach. We have a LinkedIn live event coming up this week on the 12th for Prospero financial reporting and budgeting, kind of like a live demo of the application. And we have several classes coming up in March. I'll tell you about those dates and what they cover as well. The first thing in the newsletter is about AI. How is my work with AI going? This past week, I spent time trying to get AI to create financial statements from general ledger accounting data. I have taken account numbers, account descriptions, account types, including like assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, expenses, statistical accounts. I've taken periodic debit and credit entries and ending balances. And I've tried so far working with Microsoft Copilot and the AI pieces built into Microsoft Office, mainly in the Excel application. And they're probably the same thing. They just have different. They show up at different places. Microsoft Copilot has a whole separate application by itself, and then Microsoft Office applications have their little built-in wizards in the menu. So I've been doing this and using that data to try to create income statements, balance sheet statements, cash flow statements. My outcomes so far have been disappointing. AI seems to need an accounting degree really to help it pull together these statements and a lot of prompting to get anything to work for me. It's maybe I'm not ignoring the fact that I may just be early on in the process of using the AI for these purposes, but it also is encouraging that I'll have a job for a while as a accountant. So I'm curious if you are using AI at your office. What are you using it with? Which AI applications are you using in this podcast? You can put that stuff in the comments section or go catch the newsletter and add the comments there. So always looking to see what the rest of the community is doing and all these different pieces that we're talking about during this podcast. Let's switch over and talk about Dynamics 365 BC financial reporting. It's a big one on our radar. We have a lot of clients that are switching over to BC lately, a lot of partners that are focusing on that application. So, a lot of effort goes into getting that up and running and financial reporting inside that application. So, we have been looking at 365's financial reporting options. The means for or the application itself for inside BC for building financial statements is completely different than the approach used by other uh, Microsoft Dynamics applications. So completely different than Management Reporter or the financial reporting application inside F&O, which is really Management Reporter. They just dropped the name, or in previous versions like FRX. So it's a completely different approach to how they build the reports inside BC. It's very time consuming. I'm trying to teach myself on the topic, watching videos, reading their material for it. But when it comes down to it, Our approach for financial reporting for BC clients is we will help you if you need help with your financial statements inside BC. We can go through, work with those statements that are there, build some new reports for you inside BC. The formatting is really lacking inside 365 BC for the financial reporting. Really, you need to run those reports, push that data out to Excel or Word, and then do your formatting inside those applications. It's very tedious, really a horrible approach. So, what we're really preferring is, or suggesting is, go with us. Use our product, Prospero Financial Reporting. It's much more user friendly. It's tailored for accountants, so accountants can go in there, add their account numbers, add their department codes, handle the formatting the same way you would use in other Microsoft applications without having to go out to other applications and do it all in the report definition inside Prospero itself. So, and you don't have to have um, you don't need IT to go in there and help you do that process. You can do it yourself as an accountant. Just add that stuff and do the formatting yourself. You don't need to have a special programming language. As you go through Prospero building reports, there are pop-up boxes that give you options that tell you what you can pick. There are drop-down lists throughout the application. It kind of helps you through that thing, and you will not find those options inside BC's financial reporting application. I have found very few pop-up boxes or drop-down lists inside BC that really give me much help. So our preference is to handle financial statements for our BC clients using Prospero Financial Reporting. So if you are interested in that approach, we'll set you up for a free trial. Put your reports in there using your GL data so you can see the difference between BC and Prospero. It's an easy switch over there. I did also in the newsletter take that little section about what we're suggesting for BC. I wrote it up and then I put it into Microsoft Copilot and asked Copilot to rewrite it for me. So in the newsletter, if you want to look back at that, you'll see the text that I wrote in the paragraph and then a little section there for what the AI applications suggestions were. So put those in there just so you'll see that. AI, Microsoft Copilot, is really good about rewriting some text, give you suggestions for what you're writing. I like that about the application itself there. It doesn't always get things right, so you still have to get through the process of reading their output suggestions and making changes again. So, but it does give you another idea into the writing process. Demos. We have a Prospero financial reporting and budgeting demo coming up on the 12th. That's this week. I'll be doing this one. It's on LinkedIn Live. We're using GoToWebinar to publish that. So you can log into LinkedIn Live, find that event, join us there. I've got the link in our in this newsletter, and I put it in the comments section as well for this audio podcast. So that's coming up on the 12th, this Wednesday, just 2 days away. Training classes. We have 3 lined up for March. No training classes scheduled in February. These are just in March. So we have one for Dynamics 365 F&O financial reporting, which is really very similar to Management Reporter, which was the application before F&O's financial reporting piece. They just dropped the name of it really and a little bit of functionality. But we are offering that class as a 1-day course online. We cover the high-level introduction to financial reporting for F&O, building trial balance statements, building income statements, and using reporting trees. So we have that listed. You've got a couple of weeks there to get registered for that class. That is going to be on the 24th of March. Then on the 25th of March, we have a similar class for Management Reporter, which Management Reporter has been out for a long time, but is still used by a lot of people, especially in the GP, AX, and SL ERP solutions. So same topics: introduction to management reporter, uh, building hands-on exercises for building trial balance statements, hands-on exercises for building an income statement, and using reporting trees. So really great option there on March the 25th. And then for Prospero financial reporting, that is going to be on March 26th. Very similar approach. High level introduction to the application. If you've never used Prospero in the past, we go through building trial balance statements, income statements. We build departmental income statements and forecasted income statements, all in a 1 day class as well, all online. So those links are on our website and in the um, the written newsletter for this edition. All right, a lot of great topics there. I hope you've got a little bit of information to get you through the week for financial reporting and budgeting and analysis. This is my first podcast, so thank you for sticking with me this long. And we'll see if I can get better at these as I go through and write these newsletters, which I post on Monday. So I'll record these on Sunday nights and send them out on Monday mornings. And again, it's a real person, it's not AI. So this is Noah signing off. Y'all have a great week. Talk to you next one.